All right, you guys, welcome. Now, I'm going to explain some stuff to you that I've really never shared with anyone before. But I used to live on the Kansas City, Kansas side in the downtown area. And as I'm driving around, I'm going to try to show you a little bit about what I'm seeing and the vision that God had given me. So I have no idea other than I'm going to share it with you, and then maybe you guys can pray about it, okay? So I'm going to turn the phone around and show you. I don't know if this is even, if I'm doing this right. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. But it's called Church of Hope. You see that? I'm just going to show you as I'm driving towards Missouri. I'm driving to the end of the downtown section of this city. This is Wyandotte County. It's just one of the poorest, okay? Either one of the poorest in our state. Just, lots of abandoned buildings, this is, how it is. It's, old school Kansas City. It has a rich history, but when I even arrived here in 2000, okay, I mean, there was just nothing happening here. So the Kansas City, Missouri side has since really been built up, all right? As far as I know, this town has gone through now 2 separate mayors since 2000. So one of the mayors, he's the one who was responsible for making the racetrack, the NASCAR racetrack. All right, so I used to walk around a lot since I lived down here. I used to live down that street. Really cool City Hall loft apartments. The old City Hall turned into lofts. And one day I saw this huge rainbow that just kind of, you see how that bridge of the world is right there? It shows all the different continents and whatnot. So I just saw this rainbow above the city, and the Lord just started showing me this vision of, what if we just built up our cities with paint and plants? What if there was a way that we could beautify our city? And I feel like now is the time to try to discuss this matter. And I'm sorry, I sure hope this is recording correctly. You know how it's not like sideways? How it was a couple times? So this is what I'm going to be doing in 2017. Through this testimony, through compelling people to come out of the churches, I am begging you people, just sit down, pray about this. Calculate, just for 1 year in 2016, calculate how much you invested in tithing to your pastor. Add all that money up. And then take that total and pray to the Lord God about tithing into your city with paint and plants. Just beautifying these streets, whether it's one whole block, 2 whole blocks. I mean, just go as long as you possibly can. I don't mean go to your sweet, wonderful neighborhood. I mean, find your poorest neighborhood, your poorest county. Okay? I don't have statistics in front of me right this minute, but there are a lot of statistics about this particular county, Wyandotte County. Has the highest high school dropout rate. I mean, this really was 10 years ago when I looked at these statistics. It was like, my goodness. I don't know if it was 75 or 80% of high school dropout rates. The highest amount of homeless children in this county. I honestly don't know where they're going. I don't know where, who's taking care of. I have no idea, okay? Please try to hear what I'm saying to you. Okay? Most likely your church is not going to go bankrupt. There's going to be probably one person from, I mean, just think of it as one person in that city. If you stop tithing to your pastor, take that money, pray over it, ask the Lord to show you how you can give back to your community through paint and paintbrushes and plants. Just please try to hear what I'm saying to you. Beautifying the storefront. There's something, wow, sorry. There is something absolutely spectacular about when one person in your own neighborhood goes out and starts cutting the grass and planting flowers. You know how that works, you guys. You start inspiring your neighbors, and pretty soon, next thing you know, everybody's yards look beautiful, and you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You know how that these beautifying actions can inspire the people around you. It's just inspiring, okay? And it's what we need. Why? Because our cities are, it's just a concrete jungle out here. It's all about consumerism. Think about this. There is this awesome PBS series called E squared, and I mean the letter E with the 2. And you want to look up Begota, Colombia. And the mayor, most places, when a mayor comes on board, he's responsible for beautifying the city. That's his job. And he has a limited time to do his job. This particular mayor, he's telling you some of the things what I'm saying to you is that when you come into a place where there's just extreme crime and whatnot, when you just stop everything and focused on the people and the beautification process of your community, building parks, building special walkways and bike paths in the city, it inspires people. This particular episode, they show you how, for them, they put a lot of their money into their transit system. I mean, most towns have a transit system. That's really not an issue for America. But aesthetically, there's something very inspiring when we when we literally change the atmosphere that isn't so harsh. You know, think about why spring is so beautiful. It's because, you know, the trees are a fresh green and the flowers are so pretty, but it doesn't last, you know, it fades. We need some color out here. I'll contrast and give you an example. I'm going to go down to the Country Club Plaza. It's gorgeous there, but it's a contrast of, you know, it has a beautification process. At the same time, it has all these shops. Well, look, we can't get rid of all this commerce in these shops, so we have to work with what we have. And the only thing we can do is add layers, you know, like, I mean, look at my face. I have these layers of color on it. It's just makes me feel happy. So that's what we can do. I mean, I'm just challenging somebody, just one person. And I will talk more about some of these ideas that I'm having. I just have a ton of ideas. And, you know, I want to be able to come up with some creative fundraising things to do these to show you exactly if the Lord is in this idea, you know, and how he could transform a community just with paint and plants. I mean, it's so simple, right? So the other aspect of what I'm saying to you is it's about taking the power back, okay? If you are researching crime in your area, in your city, and then if you are looking into, you know, well, how the monies are allocated and why, you know, why is this particular part of town so awful? Oh, it's because all the money's going over to this, you know, building structures in this zip code. And so I'm saying, you know, let's forget about our government for a while. Let's take back our communities. Let's take back our country. I mean, I'm just going to say, make America great again. We have to stop waiting for these non-profit organizations to rise up and do it. They are relying on grant money from the government. So what's the bigger picture? I have like 2 minutes to tell you. Can we just really stop and realize, you guys, churches are hoarding the tithe. They're not giving it back just because they say to you that they're sending it off to missions or this, you know. They're not, okay? Study the book of Malachi. It doesn't mean that we just have to have these soup kitchens. Okay? We can take our money and transform it into our gifts, into our spiritual gifts. I'm going to ask that you would Google search spiritualgifts.com. It's a quick 15-minute test. It'll show you your top 5 spiritual gifts, okay? And pray about these things. Because right now, most people who are in churches, you're busting your butts for your church, to build your church. Your church, the building, the daycare. You know, it's all hoarded into your church. We are supposed to be salt and light. So I'm just asking between me and one person who's watching this. And let's see if God will answer this call, okay? And let's see if we can just begin an inspirational, you know, YouTube blog on the matter. And see if God's really in this vision that I had. Let's make this happen, okay? I love you. See you next time. Bye-bye.